In 2019, I died. And when I came back, I wasn't the same. Now, over 1 million of you have heard me say that. It's absolutely crazy. 1 million people have listened to me say those words. And tonight I'm going to share with you guys exactly what has happened and what has been happening since. So, let's get started. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to roll in here. Good evening, everyone. And then I will get started. Got a lot to cover. It's a long story. Long story. Welcome. I'm gonna get started in a couple minutes because I feel like more than a few people are gonna join this. Because I'm about to tell you guys exactly how I died. And what has happened since. This has been pretty freaking insane. But I'm just going to get started. So let's jump forward to October 27th, 2019. I was crossing the street, and I don't really remember, well, kind of. Well, I was crossing the street and got hit by a car. And I broke the entire left side of my body. I had a compound fracture of my tibia and fibula. I broke my femur. The driver was going about 68 miles an hour, I believe. Headlights went through my neck. That's why I have all this scar damage everywhere. And if you hear me clear my throat constantly, because like kind of like choke on that. So that happened. Headlights went through my neck, and I was laying there bleeding out, and they did a trach right here, and they cut through a nerve that controls the epiglottis, which is like the little flappy thing in your throat that separates like your lungs to your stomach, and I had a feeding tube because of that for like 6 months. That was fun. They had to like pull it out, and my wife watched it happen. She was laughing because it didn't collapse like it was supposed to, and it was like, and she thought it was pretty funny, the noise. But yeah, I'm sitting here trying not to throw up. But yeah, so that was fun. Feeding tube, went through that. Then I had to teach myself how to walk again. And while I was going through all of this, the person that I was before, man, if you knew me before, I was a horrible human being. Like alcoholic, drinking every day, mentally, psychologically abusive, like horrible person, right? Complete polar opposite of who I am today. And, after my accident, when I died, I can explain it as, like, everyone says they see the light, right? Like, you see this light and then you go to heaven, right? But no. No, the last light that you see is the last visual light that your eyes see. And after that, it's just darkness. But it's like a darkness that you can't understand. Because it's like darkness, but also oneness. Like, it's like you just become everything, but everything becomes you at the same time. And you get this perception of the universe, so to say, that is uncanny, so to say. Right? And then you come back, I guess, if you do. And, you're kind of like stuck with that. And you're like, holy shit, what just happened to me? Right? While everyone around you is like, hey, holy shit, you're alive. Like, and doctors are like, hey, you shouldn't be alive. You just went like 16 seconds without oxygen into your brain. You should be a vegetable. And I'm like, yeah, but everything's good, man. There's pictures of me in the hospital like, yeah, I lived. And, it's crazy. And, afterwards, what comes after is the crazy part, man. I fell into like hardcore spirituality. And I was like an atheist before, like a fucking hated God, right? But like hardcore spirituality, fell into like all religion, like theology in general, right? Fell into metaphysics. I fell into neurology and biology, chemistry. I fell into coding. I started coding. I started singing and writing music, like in my head. Like I got really good at math. And I started falling down all these rabbit holes of everything, and existence and consciousness and reality and all these different people. I started reading books and days, and people couldn't even be around me at this time. My wife couldn't even be around me. People couldn't even like stand to stomach being in the same room as me. That's kind of how they are right now, right? Because I'm channeling information at a processing speed that most humans can't comprehend, right? So I went through that for about a year. And then afterwards, so jump 2020, and meanwhile, I'm like teaching myself how to walk again, going through the trials and tribulations, like experiencing pain that I've never experienced before, like broken bones, broken femur, like surgery after surgery after surgery. I'm about to get another surgery in May, number 5 on my fucking leg, and like it just doesn't end. Now I got a herniated disc in my back, and I got a pinched nerve in my leg, and I got screws digging into a bone in my other leg, or I got screws in my tibia digging into the bones of my fibula, and I can't feel it because I got nerve damage, right? It's fucking crazy, right? So, I'm like, after this accident, I'm like, okay, like, what the hell am I gonna do with my leg? And then, like, suddenly, oddly enough, my fiance and I, who have always tried to have a kid, randomly just get pregnant while we go out to California for her birthday. Crazy, right? So we have our first son, 2021. I go back to work in 2022 because I recover enough. And I go back into plumbing. Going to be a union plumber, go join the local 46, do the apprenticeship, go to school. That's my career. Started out as a helper, was a helper for like a fucking year, and then got into the apprenticeship and did my thing. Hard work shit, right? Waking up at 4 a.m., coming home at 9 o'clock at night kind of shit. Not seeing your kids kind of shit, right? So I did that for a while in pain, because pain's now a friend, right? And, I'm at work, jump forward to 2024, October, coincidentally. I wrote a message to myself in my notes that I don't remember writing 3 days before I broke my leg at work that ended my career. And the message that I wrote was fucking crazy, man. It was like, consciously remember that everything is light, and that in the bottom light of that is love, and everything in core consciousness, and that humanity has taken love and trapped it into a tiny box, and crazy shit, right? I don't even remember writing this, okay? But I set it as a daily reminder on my phone. And I don't even remember writing this. And I'm getting this notification daily, and I don't even see it. But it's daily on my phone, and I'm getting it 3 times a day. And for a year, I just saw this like a month ago, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Crazy, right? So 3 days later, I break my leg at work, it ends my career, right? And I go into like, I'd say like a mental psychosis, dude, because I'm like, what the hell? My career just ended. Financial security is gone. Like everything, my life just ended, right? So that lasts until July 2025. And I'm getting surgeries and recovering and going through all this shit. And, July 2025, I fell back into this. Yeah, I got hit by a car. Got hit by a car, headlights through my neck, broke half side of my body. I'm explaining what happened afterwards for anyone coming in now. Flash forward to 2025, I start experiencing things that are fucking crazy. I start seeing shit. I start having visions of shit. I like crazy shit, okay? Crazy shit starts happening. Right? And I can't explain it to anybody. I can't. Everyone thinks I'm fucking crazy, right? I think I'm fucking crazy, right? I don't know what the hell's happening. So, flash forward to September 2025. I started writing books randomly. I started with Awareness, the Architecture of Reality. It's in my bio. If you want to read it, it's absolutely free. I don't even know where the hell that came from. But it came from me somewhere. And I wrote that. I wrote Consciousness, which is the second volume of that. I completely outlined that. Haven't finished it yet, but it's damn near done. And then I went to the Bible, and this is where shit gets crazy. I started with Genesis, and I went from Genesis to fucking Revelation, okay? And I gave the canonical, the ancient Sumerian, the ancient Egyptian, the Babylonian, the Gnostic interpretation, and I took all of the interpretations that they've ever given and I combined them into one. Beautiful story. And I got a new understanding of the Bible that I've never fucking had before. And the understanding that I have is that the Bible is literally a guidebook to humanity to ascending consciousness. And that's it. Period. Put a pin in it. And I wrote that through like 4 books. And I'm probably never going to publish it. And you can, I'll fucking share my notes if you guys don't believe me. I don't give a shit. But it's crazy. And I'm like, what the hell do I do with this? Right? So flash forward to, I'd say, January? Well, no, November, right? I start this, right? I start Facebook, start this channel, October. During all of this, right? Because October, the insurance company for this whole workman's comp shit did a rug pull, say, hey, you can't go to PT anymore, can't see your doctors, you're not getting paid anymore. This is 5 months post-op after they did a rod exchange surgery in my leg and replaced like 16 screws. It was fucking awesome, right? So that was like last October. And then flash forward to February, 2 days we're about to go to court because I'm like, got a lawyer like from the beginning, and like 2 days before we're about to go to court, they reinstate everything. Back pay, get like fucking 10 grand. And I'm like, oh shit, alright. So now we're doing this, right? So now I'm good again, no longer in survival mode, in this natural flow state, and this happens. So now we're here, right? And let's jump back a week. A week ago, I started seeing fucking time. Well, sorry, I jumped a giant step in this. In November, I experienced something called the merge, or what I'm calling the merge, right? Because when I died, I met my other in that void, and this is where people are going to go, oh, you're fucking possessed by a demon, right? But I met my other, and I've actually met my other multiple times before the merge. In dreams and focus states and hemisync and other shit that I'm not going to explain, right? But so in November, what I believe happened was the merge, which is the other me, the higher density me, or the higher self, right, that came back with me when I died, merged. And I had a complete identity transformation, right? I became a different person, but still me, but more intellectual, more cognitive, more aware, more perception increased. It's like all the shit that happened in year 1 just like kicked on again, times 10. The math, the reading, the singing. I can sing like fucking Vessel from Sleep Token. It's crazy. Real bad stage fright. But, you know, the math, the connections, right? I started seeing patterns and everything, right? And what do I mean by that? I'm not literally fucking seeing patterns and shit, but I can have a conversation, right? For example, I watched Alice Through the Looking Glass the other day. And in that, I was able to, you know, perceive that I was like, damn, that's a great, metaphor, iteration, imagery for consciousness and time. Because it's accurate. consciousness is the ocean or field in which we swim in. Human beings, substrate, right? Consciousness, we're fucking conscious, right? So consciousness is the field in which we swim in. And in that movie, she uses a little machine to go into different periods of time, right? Now that's how fucking time works. It's not linear. It's not circular. It's nodal, right? You can access different periods of time, right? And what happened in this merge is that my higher self and me merged. So now I have the ability to fucking see time. Okay. People ask me, I was talking to this dude. He might be watching right now. I talked to this dude Lee the other night, 2 days ago. And, cause I've had fucking 1 million views on this crazy shit, which is insane. Cause after my formula, I took my formula and I injected it into myself and what I wanted to do with social media. And this is literally the result. And, it's insane. I've literally had to turn my phone off today. But I've gotten, last time I checked, it was like 890,000 views today, just on Facebook. Just on Facebook. I went to bed with 12,000 followers. Now I have 28,000. And I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. And, I'm like, holy shit. This is overwhelming. Right? And, but anyway, back to the Lee conversation, right? I had a conversation with this guy named Lee. And I explained to him what the hell's been happening to me. And he explained to me some things about himself. And I was like, holy shit. Because when you discover you're a weirdo and you attract other weirdos, right? And you realize you're not weirdos and that you're normal and that this shit happens to other people, right? You're like, damn, I'm not alone in this. So I'm not the only fucking crazy person out there. There's other people out there that understand this shit. And what's crazy is that I created a Discord community. If you want to join, it's in the description, right? I'm having a crisis over the Epstein files. It's because you're in 12 states of time, buddy. It doesn't fucking matter. Right? But anyway, right? That's like, look here, not here. Look here, not here. Look here, not here. Go inside, buddy. Stop looking everywhere else. Look inside your mind. Your life will change. Stop focusing on the bad shit and start focusing on what you can control, which is you. And that's it. That's literally it. Right? So when you start focusing on what you can control and you stop focusing on what you can and what you can't control, fear disappears. And what happens when fear disappears? You start operating in natural time, right? I said I was going live at 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock to you guys is fucking 8 p.m. 8 o'clock to me is whenever the hell I feel like going live, right? Because I control my time. No one else, right? I don't have a construct that controls my time. I control my time. When I feel like doing something, I do it. When it feels right for me, I do it. When I feel like going outside and recording a video, I do it. Not because someone tells me to, right? That's how I move. But so, and in this formula, right, and I'm going to explain that a bit because flashback a week ago, I created this formula for time and relative manifestation, right? I'm glad. I should contact Richard. He'd be a fun interviewer for you. I would love to interview, but I don't hold my tongue. And, a lot of people can't handle that because I'm not politically correct and I do not give a fuck, right? And what happens if someone doesn't give a fuck, right? I tell you the truth. That's what's up, right? Don't feel so alone. Good. That's the point. If you don't want to feel super alone and you actually want to talk to me on a one-on-one thing, my Discord's in my Discord link is in the description. You can actually come and talk to me. I'm a real person. Got a wife and kids and everything, right? So, so I created this formula, which is T times E equals ET equals A/M, right? Now, what the hell does that mean? Time times energy equals energy transfer, which also equals art or manifested reality, right? Now, I'm about to explain it right now. All right, for anyone who just got here who is interested in the formula, please raise your hand. I can see you through my phone. Just kidding. But if you're interested in the formula, I have my white papers in my Discord. It's 22 pages. I can't publicly, I'm not going to publicly post it on Facebook because that's fucking stupid, right? But what I'm going to do is I have a private Discord that is open access that everyone can join, and it's free to join. You can come talk to me, ask me questions. I can teach you things. You can get whatever the hell you want. The formula's in there, my full white paper, everything's in there. It's absolutely free. I do have paid shit, I have to live to. I have an activation guide that I just created it's like a 7-day activation guide to get yourself into natural time, so that way you're not fighting yourself constantly. And that's kind of like what I did to get myself here. That's also in my bio. Yeah, the full white paper, 22-page formula, everything, description, everything you need to know about it is absolutely free. It's in the Discord. I would send it, but I can't send a 22-page file through DMs on Facebook, rather I'm not going to, because I don't know if it's end-to-end encrypted, and I don't trust people, right? So my way or the highway. So if you want it, that's how you get it. Period. End of discussion, right? Now, formula. Now, T times, I'll slow it down. T, which is time, times E, right, which is energy, equals energy transfer, right? Now, energy transfer turns into two things. It turns into art, which is what you're witnessing right now, which is natural expression, organic natural expression, right? Which is me coming on here being vulnerable as shit, sharing with you guys how I died, and the crazy shit that's happened to me since then, right? That's organic natural expression, right? So I figured that out because if you operate within artificial time, right, it's not organic. It's not natural. It's forced, kind of like I just explained, right? So if I were to have gone live tonight at 8 p.m., right, what would have happened is you would have gotten a shitty version of me, because I've been stressed out of my mind all day. I got 1 million views in less than 24 hours. I've gotten 60,000 comments. I have over 2,000 people in my DMs. I smoke a shit ton of weed because of all this, right? And I didn't feel like going live at 8 o'clock. So I took a shower. And then I got on. Right? So what is the benefit of any of this? I don't know. You tell me. You're here. The benefit of this is my formula that I have in my Discord, if you've been paying attention. Yo, is this live? Yes, this is live. This is not a recording. But the benefit is whatever you get from it. So if you get nothing, that's on you. But I'm teaching you a whole hell of a lot. So, man, haters gonna hate. Love it. Bring them on. I'll fucking crush all of them. Literally, I love the haters, because then I call them out and I crush their brains, and then they say nothing. So, anyone else have anything else to say? I'd love to pitch it apart. I love ego. It's so funny, because I call it out, and then it's like, oh, what do I do? Right? It's the beautiful part of things. I'm not gonna email you. Look, if you wanna reach out to me, my Discord is in the description, or it's in my bio. Krabby Patty formula, man. I wish, man. I'd be making some bank. If I had the Krabby Patty formula, dude, I'd be making all the money, right? I'd be feeding everybody. Nobody'd be hungry. Be fucking Mr. Krabs, money, right? No, I'm just kidding. It feels like you're supposed to share it, right? That's what I'm doing. It's in the Discord. 22 pages. It's absolutely free. However, what I'm not going to do is send it to, right? I have almost 3,000 DMs in my inbox right now from people asking me formula, right? I have 3,000 people asking me the same damn thing, right? If you want my formula, it's in the Discord. For free. 22 pages. If you can comprehend it, fucking read it. It's a lot. How do I find the Discord name? The Discord link is in my bio, right? So in my bio, I have a link that says Beacons. That has all of my shit. That has my Facebook link. That has my Gumroad link with all my products that I sell. It has my Discord. It has everything. My book, everything. My book's absolutely free. Don't even pay attention to the rude people, you know what's up. I try not to, but I love it. I love it. Because honestly, the rude people, When you shut them up enough, people stop, right? So after people are rude enough, right, and you shut them up enough, people stop being rude. Because they realize that they're not going to get the reaction out of you that they want, unless they're just like an attention whore, which that happens too. But, oh man, yeah, so I made the formula, and I started implementing the formula into my own life, which is organic expression through natural time creating art, right? It's fucking crabs, bro. And, you know, here's me creating art through organic expression. And once the world stops operating in artificial time and we have more of humanity expressing themselves naturally through artistic expression, doing things that they love, which is, I love to teach. I love to teach people things. I'm a teacher. Well, not really, but I didn't go to college for teaching, but I'm a teacher, right? I like to teach. And that's what I do. So that's me expressing myself artistically, organically, right? You can understand the formula, and if you need help, Rachel, I will absolutely help you. Join the Discord, and like I said, I will do voice calls, like, I'll freaking FaceTime you and explain it to you, like, whatever, like, for real. Like, if you guys need to understand this shit, like, join the Discord, and I will explain to you anything you need to know. What I'm hearing is that time and effort can equal art. Why is that some secret? Why is it some secret, Katie? I don't know. You tell me. We have 85% of the planet, right, operating in 1260 time, which is artificial time created by the Babylonians in 1642 BC, right? Because I can see time, right? So the ancient Babylonians created artificial time, right? It didn't stick, right? Now, I don't know if you believe in prophecies or understand what I say when I say the 13 heavens and the 9 hells, right? But in 1987, we exited the 9th hell, okay? And we had the first harmonic convergence of the planet, okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain all this shit to you, but, right, you ask a question, I'll answer it, right? So, you tell me, right, so we re-implemented artificial time as an idea in the industrial age, actually not, it's inaccurate. I'd say back in the early 1500s, right? Because everyone has this giant time lapse of time that's just gone, and then suddenly we're just at war, right? We have France, Spain, England. You have, who else was a superpower back then? Just really them. Scotland was in there, right? And they're all at war, right? And then we have time that goes on from there with the wars, and then we have another gap in time, and then we have America, and then America goes, and then we have another gap in time, and then it's like the fucking late 1800s into the early 1900s, and then we have now, right? So, but you asked the question, so I'm going to answer it, right? So I'm going to answer it properly, right? Because you want to ask a question, I'm going to educate you. So, right, so now we have humanity operating at 2 different times because we have a jump in density consciousness of the social memory complex, which is Earth, right? Which is also causing a jump in consciousness of the complex, which is the biological substrate of the Earth, which is humans, just like you and me, right? So now what's happening is the Earth is going from a biosphere to a noosphere, right? And you asked, so I'm answering, right? So the Earth is going from a biosphere to a noosphere. So now we have Earth transitioning from 3rd density consciousness to 4th density consciousness, and I'm not going to explain to you what that means, right? Look it up, okay? So what's happening is you have a 3rd to 4th density consciousness transitioning biological substrate, right, being forced into artificial time, right? So when you force a transitioning biological substrate into higher consciousness into artificial time, what happens, right? Look around the world. You get mental health problems. You get disease, depression, anxiety. You get fucking, cancer. You get mass suicides. You get war, right? You get famine. You have people on the streets everywhere, right? You have geopolitics going fucking crazy, right? You asked, so I'm answering, right? This is the full explanation, right? So you have the people at power at bay, right? People call them the elite, the 1%, whoever the fuck they are, right? Shoving humanity in a little box called the 9 to 5, right? And what's happening is that it's right, when humanity is accelerating consciously and cognitively, right? Because of the new sphere activation, which is collective consciousness, right? Now, how did that start? What does collective consciousness look like? I don't know. The internet, social media, instant communication from one person to another across the planet. That kind of sounds like telepathy, right? But it's not psychic, is it? Because we're operating on artificial time. Now, what does this fucking matter? Right? Explain fourth density consciousness. Fourth density consciousness is collective consciousness. It's unity, right? There's no separation. There's no polarity. There's no duality, right? So there's no me versus you. It's just us. What can we accomplish? Right? There's no black and white. There's just black and white, right? There's no duality. There's no separation. And that's an understanding, and it's a perceptual change, a biochemical change, as well as a awareness change, right? And it's happening to the planet, right? And you have the whole fucking planet going through this, not understanding what's happening, right? And then controlled by geopolitics and fucking religion, right? So what if no one is right? Tons of people have opinions. Yes, people have opinions, right? So, but what happens when 100 million people start saying the same fucking thing, right? Are they all wrong? Different people that don't know each other from around the world, all saying the same fucking thing. Are we all wrong? Is 100 million people all wrong? Is the million people that viewed my video and shit, the 70,000 people that commented today that say they experienced the same thing, are they all wrong? Is this just an opinion? I don't know. Best fucking opinion I got. So I'm gonna go with it, right? So we have humanity going from third density consciousness to fourth density consciousness. And if you study metaphysics, quantum physics, fucking science theory, system theory, information theory, read a whole bunch of fucking books, you'll understand, right? So stop saying right every 10 words, right? Fuck, I'll say what I want. If you don't like it, leave. Bye. Okay? I'm not here to please you. If you don't like what I say, leave. I don't give a fuck. Right? I'm here to teach. And if you want to learn, learn. I'm not here to make you happy. Okay? So if you don't like what I say, shut up. Yeah, if you want to join, learn about the formula, Discord's in the description or in my bio. However, right, so you have this evolutionary change happening, okay? And there's an end date. What date of 2019? October 27th. Well, October 28th. It happened like 2 a.m., October 28th. What did I experience? When I died, the darkness, as well as my other, right? And the merge that happened following that. Just saw your video. Awesome. Teach us what you found. Sounds like the 100 monkey effect, aka collective consciousness. I'll actually read this because I'm curious. It is what we are. Yes, I mean, collective consciousness is what we are because consciousness is what we are, period. Right? I mean, if you want a word for it, that's, if you want a like formula for it, there it is. Right? So, do you believe you now have a mission? Absolutely. Do I believe in God? Define God. What would you call God? No, I like it. I like it. I'm going to answer questions. I'm learning a lot from you. Thank you. Absolutely. My question is, have you met the true ancestors? That's a vague-ass question. That's like asking me if I've met God. What? This guy's literally real with his emotion, his experience, and you're sharing with us, like you said. Shut up and listen. Thank you. I'm answering questions. That's what I'm doing. You got social vulgar. You don't go to a light when you die. You see a light. Yeah, when you die, you see darkness. I got hit by a car crossing the street. I broke half my body. I had headlights go through my throat. Did a trach, didn't work. 16 seconds, no oxygen in my brain. 14 to 16 seconds, I've heard different things. Yeah, it was fun. We are God, God is us. Absolutely. Bing, 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 bing. Natalie's got it right. Natalie's got it right. Smart girl. Smart girl. Probably one of the smartest people in here. Antron, what's up, buddy? I see you. I see you. I see you, Antron. When I died, I saw the darkness, man. You know, when you die, you don't go to the light. There's no one that comes and visits you, right? You become the darkness, and it becomes you. And it's an understanding that I can't explain. Is there a life after this life? Well, there's no death, so I guess. Yeah, for real. Annie, thank you. The link in my bio, like 22-page link in the description, like link in my bio, like there's a 22-page white paper on my formula in my Discord. It's free. Like, just join. Quantum physics will tell you everything you need to know. Absolutely. Ernie doesn't see darkness. I know my personal experience. I mean, what would you tell me then? I would love to hear your experience. DM me. We'll talk. Because, look, I'm not saying my experience is the fucking one end all be all, right? But this is what I experienced. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what the hell you experienced. But I know that I've had 2,700, 3,000 people tell me that they fucking experienced darkness and the void and oneness. So I don't know who's right. Right? I couldn't see good and bad people because there's no polarity, right? There's no polarity in consciousness. There just is, right? Polarity exists in third density. Lily, to the direct answer to your question. And to understand polarity, it's like light versus darkness, like me versus you, separation, like third density shit. Katie, what is your question? We are God, God is us. So then what is your question, Katie? Because you have a lot of them. I will answer all of Katie's questions for 1 minute. Just Katie. Because she seems to have a lot of questions. I don't know how long I was dead. I was dead. I'm being completely honest. I don't know. I remember like coming in and out. That happened like 8 times. Like consciousness, then nothing, consciousness, nothing, like. This is a good one. Do you think what we think is life after this is actually a release of DMT? Beautiful question. And I like this connection, right? So DMT, dimethyltryptamine, right? I've done it several times, right? And I've also experienced death, and I've also done hemisync, right? 3 separate things that are all relevant to the same core, what I'm about to say, right? So death is focus, I think, like 45, right? DMT gets you to focus 25. Okay. Now, there's 49 focuses, and the last focus is what you go to pre-incarnation, right? You can access all of these states right now through hemisync, right? Fucking Robert Monroe's been, when he was alive, Robert Monroe wrote fucking, read some books about Robert Monroe, right? And then when you're done, read some books about Tom Campbell, read who he is. And then after Tom Campbell, read some books about Jose Arguelles. Read like 18 of his books. And then, you'll understand. And then die. And then do DMT. And you'll actually understand. My dad also died and came back. He could see himself in the hospital bed and said he could see the good and bad in people. Like, I understand that. So I guess, no, I didn't see God. I guess my experience in that wouldn't see, everyone keeps asking me what I saw. What do you see when you die? What do you see when you die? You don't see anything, You don't have vision. You're fucking dead, right? So what you see when you die is, or you don't see anything. You feel it, right? Is you feel your consciousness leave your body, right? And then come back, if it does, right? And then you feel yourself become fucking everything else that exists in everything, right? Because that's what happens, right? And you have an understanding that, holy shit, because you're not you. You're you, but you're also fucking everything else, right? So when you're you, but you're also everything else, you're like, holy shit, you have a new perspective. You see everything, right? You don't just see the good or the bad, you see everything, right? There's no time, there's no good or bad or heaven or hell or fire or nothing. It's just everything. Everything that could ever be everything, anything that could ever be anything, anything you could ever think of, ever, you become that in that moment. And if you come back, like I did, you don't come back the fucking same. Okay? Because having had that experience of that oneness of everything, when you come back and you're jammed in this little box again, right? You ask questions that doesn't make fucking sense, right? No, I'm not afraid of death at this point, no, because I know what happens. But you're no longer, right? So you come back, right? So you experience that. You experience death. You experience this oneness, this just complete understanding of fucking everything, right? And then it's like, you almost don't want to come back because you're like, holy shit, there's peace. And then they shove you back in the Donald. And you're like, whoa, holy shit, did anyone else fucking see that? Did you fucking feel that? Because I did. Holy shit. Right? And everyone's like, I'm so glad you're back. And you're like, fuck, I'm not. And they're like, man, you made it. And you're like, fuck. And they're like, but you made it. And then the doctors are like, you shouldn't be alive. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, dude. I fucking know. You see that shit? I did. Right? And then the crazy shit starts happening. Like I explained in the beginning of the video. You know, the synchronicity, the pattern recognition, the right? I just know things. Right? I can see time. Right? You ask me questions and I just know the fucking answers, right? And I don't fucking know why. It's called gnosis. I can explain it, right? So I started figuring, right? So I had all these things happening to me, right? These visions, sudden fucking visions, right? I have like incredible cognition, right? Last time I tested my IQ, it was fucking 161. And I stopped because I beat Einstein and I didn't give a fuck anymore, right? And that's just pattern recognition. That's what an IQ test, if you don't know. It's just pattern recognition. That's it, right? And I was like, what the fuck? And right, and I can sing like crazy, man. I love to sing. Love it. I've loved to sing since I was a little kid, but I can really, really sing well now. Like really crazy high notes, but you know, with the throat damage, it's not for me, unfortunately. Now I'll bow out gracefully. But so I do this. And you know, but like you come back and you're like shoved in this fucking box of like who you are again. And all this shit's happening and you're trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, you have people on the internet calling you fucking crazy, right? Not believing anything you say, questioning everything you have to say, right? Asking everything, right? And like saying, fuck you, like, oh, you're crazy, that's crackhead, like, this is psychosis. Like, no, dude, like, I fucking died, right? I died and before that, I've had a really shitty life. Really shitty life. Poverty, abuse, fucking psychological, physical abuse, fucking, like, homelessness, like, fucking, being bullied your whole life because you're small, right? Like skinny. Like, man, like my life has been fucking awesome, right? It's just been one good thing after another. Right? And then I get hit by a car and die. And then I come back and I get to deal with fucking everyone thinking I'm crazy. So I smoke weed. you know? And so you start to look for the answers in the questions that you're asking now. Tom Campbell. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. I actually reached out to him like a fucking week ago. I hope he reaches out. The last I heard, he's not doing too good. Yeah. Last I heard, Tom's not doing too good. Bob's dead. Jose's dead. And, you know, I feel like I'm running out of people that can understand. So I'm trying to share my understanding with the world, hoping that they will understand and reciprocate the love that I'm giving. Because this is just love, man. Like, it's just love. Like, I don't do this shit for fun. I don't get anything out of this. Like, I don't. Truly. I get anxiety. You know, but I feel, you ask me, do I feel like I have a mission? You're damn right. I feel like I have a mission to spread awareness and spread my story with the world so that way other people who are experiencing the things that I am and going through the same things that I am, they don't feel so damn alone. Because this world has a really good fucking job at making you feel alone. And, you know, I'm tired of being alone, man. It's lonely out here. Like, I'm talking to my family. I don't have friends. Like, I don't, like, even you guys, like, I don't get anything out of this. I get ridicule and hate. Right? Like, I get hate for this. I come online and express myself and I get fucking hated on. Get called, like, the worst things possible, and I'm just trying to fucking share my story and maybe wake people up a little bit. So dimensions and densities are different. How do you cope in everyday life? Fucking smoke a lot of weed. 54, drowned when I was 3. Happy to say let me read this. This means something to me. I'm 54 and I drowned when I was 3. I'm happy to say I've lived an entire life since without the fear of dying. Yeah, because, you know, when you stop fearing death, you know, like, you stop fearing fear. And when you stop fearing fear, your life changes. Can I talk to dead people? No. Yes and no. I get visitors, cause I don't have dreams anymore. Yeah, my dreams are fucking crazy, man. When I have them. But yeah, they're not dreams. I travel in my dreams. I travel, locales here in my dreams. And, recap. Died in 2019, got hit by a car, headlights through my throat, broke half my body, died like 8 times coming back and forth. I've gone through some crazy shit since. Welcome. It's not hard. It's just what makes it hard, what makes life hard is people. Right? Because people are fucking mean, man. Do I believe in God? Define God. Who would you call, what would you say God is? If you can answer that question, I'll answer your question. Why weed? Honestly, I've been smoking weed for like 16 years now, daily. And, got a lot of hate for it my whole fucking life. So I figured might as well keep going. Right? What does it say? I'm on the chord, I'm on chord, why can't I read, start here as a block? I don't know. Shouldn't be. This is live. Do I believe in Jesus? I understand who Jesus was. Does that answer your question? Yeah, there's a whole lot to learn about life, man. A lot. You're great. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys want to ask me questions about death or my death, okay, of God. God is me, God is you, God is all of us, God is also the Son. Yeah, that's a pretty good definition of God. I'll take it. That's what I would say. But, I asked a question. I like to ask the question with a question. Travel in my dreams as well. Travel in my dreams as well. They use me, intellect, and consciousness for me to help others in different realms. Interesting. Most times not even myself. Interesting. That's curious. I've quested twice. The system does not like this. Keep pushing. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so, I've learned that this information, what I'm expressing with you guys, like this death experience and like the consciousness elevation shit, like the time stuff that I'm explaining, what I'm explaining, right? I talked about polarity a little bit, right? Light and dark, good and evil, right? 1260 time versus 1320 time, natural time versus artificial time, polarization that's occurring right now, right? I'm calling it the timeline bifurcation of the planet, right? So the timeline bifurcation of the planet that's occurring, right? When I talk about this shit to people, I get two things. People either understand or they want to understand, or I hit that fear wall and I see it. I can fucking see it in my brain. I hit the fear wall and then it's hate, ridicule, and these are like the religious people, right? Hate, ridicule, fucking argumentative, anger. It's crazy. How is my concept of religion? Oh, man, you're not going to like this. I think religion is absolute bullshit. I think religion was great in theory, right? Like, good concept, horrible execution. Because it was used to control people and fucking mass since the dawn of its existence. And it's like, religion, in my definition, is like a giant game of fucking telephone. Which end are you on? Right? So, do you sense energies and read people? I do, absolutely. I sense energies in a lot of things. And I don't read people, but when I talk to people, I'm able to see time. And that just started happening like a week ago. But it's happening very frequently. And I don't like it. Being completely honest. Yeah, seeing time is not always good. And it's weird. Wow. I started seeing time after I visited where I got hit by the car when I died. So, the day before Easter, because I got hit like fucking 2 miles down the street from where I live. I was walking home from the bar, right? I was crossing the street. And, I visited my accident site for the first time since I got hit. And I've obviously driven past it, fucking the 2 miles down the street, but I felt this urge. I was listening to Infinite Baths by Sleep Token, crying on the way home from I think I was getting pizza. And, something told me to go right instead of left, which would take me the route, which is the way that I got hit by the car. Right? And I will in a second, Ash. And, I'm getting there. And, I got to where I got hit, and I had a flashback of where exactly I was laying in the road, like choking on my own blood, because I was trying to scream, but the headlights went through my neck, and I was choking on my own blood and suffocating on my own blood, so I couldn't scream. And I had a flashback of that memory, because I was trying to scream because I fucking broke my femur, and I had a compound fracture of my tibia and fibula at the same time. And I was trying to scream, and I was choking on my own blood, and that's actually what caused me to die. And I'm sorry that I'm not even looking at you, I'm seeing time right now. This is what I'm explaining to you. I'm trying not to cry. And, in that moment, oh man, I saw it. And, I witnessed myself laying there, and I just saw it again. And, after that, when I talk to people now, I see things. And, I don't always like it, like just now. Because I feel it too. And, I guess the proof is in the pudding, right? But, oh man. Oh, excuse me. Right, so I started seeing time after that. And, ooh. And, you know, when I talk to people now, I get glimpses of things, depending on the question that they ask. And, it's like, I get glimpses and feelings, like intense feelings and images of things, in the moment. And I can express them as they happen. And, man, that was intense. Oh. It's not every day you witness your own death. Oh, man. Oh, that's twice in a week. That's hard. Yeah, please don't make me do that again. Next question. Yeah, for you. Mind blowing stuff for the people seeing it. Not the people experiencing it. That was a lot. I've been diagnosed with autism. So I stopped speaking to my mother really at like the age of 12. And she kind of came back into my life at 25. And I've talked to her like, I've seen her like 10 or 15 times since then. So I don't really know. I definitely have some isms, for sure, of autistic traits. Yeah, but I'm not, I'm not entirely sure. I have the isms though. For sure. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of, it's a lot to, yeah, it's a lot to feel. Ooh, I'm sweating. Whew. Yeah, I don't deal with geopolitics. Yeah, the point of spreading love, I'm trying to. Excuse me. But yeah, if any of you guys want to reach out, like my Discord's in my bio. I'll talk to you guys one-on-one. You want to have a phone call? Cool. You want to text me? Cool. You want to fucking, I don't know, hang out and talk about your life? Cool. Oh man, I'm shaking. Like my hands are shaking. This is crazy. It's a lot of energy that just went through me. Yeah, it takes a lot out of me. What kind of things do you see when I see time? I just explained. Please don't make me do it again. I just saw my own death. I'd rather not do it again, please. Please. Yeah, it was shitty. It wasn't a near-death experience. I actually died. Also, sign of a schizophrenic. Reese, you're the kind of people I love, man. Man, shout out to Reese. What do you see when I see time? I just explained it. I see a lot of things. Yeah, when I see time, like I just experienced, and if you watch this back in the recording that I'm gonna post, you'll witness me see my own death. It's pretty fucking shitty. Maybe cry. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. So I see a lot of things. Mushrooms, yeah, mushrooms, I smoke a lot of weed. Mushrooms, I don't need anything to expand my own consciousness, I just do hemisync. But last time I did hemisync, it threw me in first attention for a month, so I have to be really careful. What you are offering is changing lives. You already helped reinforce me with the artificial 12th time. When I rejected those in 1988, and I was able to have someone today because of the confidence you're reinforcing with me. Plus, I've been exploring consciousness, and your genuine take on it is the perspective I need right now. Annie, please show my Discord. I would love to talk to you. Yeah, I would absolutely love to talk to you. I need to get caught up. Message for society, if I had to give the fucking world a message right now. Shit, man. I would tell you to find the fucking closest person next to you and just give them a hug. Because they probably need it. More than you think. More than you think. That would be my message to the world. Have you saved any of your live videos? I want to know, but I don't want to relive situation over and over. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. For the price of grass, 2 keys. I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a genie. Right? It doesn't work like that. How was your day today? Overwhelming. I had, probably, I haven't looked. Probably 80,000 comments. 1 million views. I mean, over 1.5 million views, 80,000 comments, a lot of hate today. It's been fucking overwhelming. Latricia, I'd love to talk to you. My Discord is free for everyone. My link is in the description in my bio. Feel free to join. My mods are probably fucking having an aneurysm. For real. Oh, man. But yeah, my message to humanity would be this, man. Love each other. That's it. You know, just give someone a hug. I'll tell you to go up to the closest person you see and hug them. You know, because life's too short, man. For real. And that's a hard way. You know? But, yeah, man, when you experience death and you come back, your life's not the same. You know, you see patterns and everything in patterns. I mean, you'll have a conversation with someone about the fucking weather. And something they say will make you think about a book you read when you were 3. And that'll connect to consciousness literature, which will also connect to time, which will connect to fucking the dude on the bus the other day, something he said, right? And then you'll think back to when you were 7 and something that you remember, right? And then you look at the wall and you're like, holy shit, that wall's sturdy. And then because of that thought, you're connecting ding, 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 right? You're just connecting dots that don't exist. Right? So pattern recognition. You know, and then you start to see time like I do. And you see the bifurcation of the planet because I can see the 2 timelines that Earth is operating in right now. I can literally fucking see it. Like parallel. And it's going to come to a head soon. Very fucking soon. Like within the next couple of years, if I had to guess soon. Like soon. It's coming to an end. I mean, I know the end. Not the end, but the beginning of what's next. and it's coming sooner than fucking everyone thinks. Whether you believe me or not, believe in fucking whatever you want to fucking believe in. Better believe in whatever the hell you better fucking believe in whatever the hell you believe in, because it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. You haven't heard my death story yet, Holly. For you, I'll tell it again. October 27th, 2019. I was leaving the bar, I was leaving the bar. I was walking home, sober enough to get home. But, you know, drinking was like an everyday thing back then, so it's just kind of my life, right? And I was crossing the street because the road got real narrow. The side, or like the shoulder that I was on got real narrow. So I was crossing the street because it was like an open field over there, so I could walk in the field so I wouldn't get hit by a car, right? And crossing the street, there was a 17-year-old kid going 68 miles an hour, and he hit me crossing the street. And when he hit me, I broke my tibia, my fibula, and my femur. I had a compound fracture of my tibia and fibula. His headlights went through my neck. They did a trach. My buddy was on his way to get me because I was walking home in the rain. And he was the first on the scene, and he wrapped his hoodie around my throat because I was bleeding out. And I was trying to scream, choking on my own blood, bleeding to death. And he wrapped his hoodie around my throat, took it off and wrapped it around my neck. And he called 911, and I bled to death. And they wanted to medevac me. You know, ambulance came. They brought me back. I went 16 seconds without oxygen in my brain. They brought me back 6 or 8 times. I can't remember exactly. They wanted to medevac me, but to shock trauma. But it was raining so bad they couldn't. So they sent me to the local hospital, and they did what they could there. And then, you know, my family's at this hospital at this point. You know, they call my family and they're like, hey, he's not going to make it. But we're going to try. So they put me in the ambulance and they sent me to shock trauma. And I was in a coma for a couple days. And then, yeah, but when I died, it was like just the void just became everything. Long story short. And then you become everything, and then you come back and you're shoved back into this having been everything. And you're different. And in this live, I've explained the differences. I've explained what happens. I've explained what happened to me. I've explained time. I've explained what I see. I've explained what happens to me when I see it. Because you guys literally witnessed me witness my own death again. I've explained the formula in detail. Savannah, I've explained it. Sorry. I've been repeating myself for almost 2 hours. I've explained how I'm different, explained the changes psychologically, cognitively, mentally, you know, pattern recognition, synchronicities. I see with my mind now and not my eyes. Access to locale too. The ability to read at inhuman speeds. The ability to perceive information at inhuman speeds. The mathematical brilliance. I saw black. I saw darkness, and I became darkness. When you die, you don't see anything, you're dead. Let me explain that again. I'll say it again for the people in the back. When you die, you do not see anything. You are dead. Right? The last thing you see is the light, right? Which is the last visual light that you will ever see before the darkness, where you become everything, that ever existed, ever will exist, ever could exist, and ever will exist, right? That's what happens when you die, okay? You don't see anything. You just become the fucking universe, okay? Which is consciousness, right? Just like you and me, okay? So you don't see anything. There's no, an angel's coming down and God's like giving you a handshake. That shit doesn't happen, okay? You see the darkness and then you become everything else. Just like everything else that dies. Right? Okay? Am I constantly in a state of deja vu? Fuck, man. Kinda. Yeah, man. God doesn't come down and like fucking tap you on the back and he's like, yeah, man, you did a good job, man. You fucking won. You beat life. Good job. You win. Like, nah, dude. That's like some cartoon shit. This isn't a fucking cartoon. This is reality. Right? Okay? So, whatever belief system you're attached to, fucking, it doesn't exist, dude. Right? You just become the universe, man, just like everything else. Okay? Now, there's stages of consciousness that exist in biological substrate and evolutionary processes that happen, which we're currently going through, right? But God doesn't reach down and fucking give you a handshake, dude. It doesn't work like that, right? You're not entered into heaven with fucking beautiful women and children. Like, come on, man. I don't know, the darkness, I can't describe it in a visual sense. I can only describe it in feeling, which is everything, right? So, because there's no sight, you're fucking dead. Have I taken DMT? Yes, several times. Oh, let me get off my feet. Coming everything, indeed. It was a peaceful feeling. It was very, how would I describe that feeling in words? Calm. It was calm. Can I tell you more about the other? Yes, I would love to share a story with you about my other, right? So I'm going to tell you how my other told me who he was, right? This is important, right? So I had a dream the other day. And like I explained earlier, I don't have normal fucking dreams. I have crazy wild dream. I have experiences, right? So, and I've shared this experience on another live. But it got like 5 years now, 175. Right. So I was about to go to bed. This was a couple weeks ago, actually. I was about to go to bed. And as I went to sleep, this was shortly after I did Hemi Sing for the first time. Robert Monroe, if you know. Right. I was about to go to bed and I laid down. I laid my head down and I feel something grab my consciousness. Right. And if you understand what your consciousness feels like to be grabbed, you understand. Right? It's like a, if you know kind of thing. Right? And I was like, whoa, holy shit. Like, I didn't lock the fucking door, which is right there. Right? My couch is like right there. Right? And I'm like, holy shit. So I get up and I lock the door and I lay back down. And as I lay back down, I get yanked out of my body again into a dream. Right? But I'm not dreaming because I'm awake. I'm seeing through my eyes, like me, right? But I don't have a body. And, I'm there with this light, and imagine like a needle point that's like constantly moving, and it's like changing colors, and it's just, that's what it is, right? Constantly moving and changing colors. And, I look down, and there's like a fucking shit ton of like these like gray wisp-like things that you would see from the movie Soul. I've never watched it, but that's what it looked like. Like them little wisps from Soul, right? And they were everywhere. And I look down and I recognize them as consciousness of the earth, right? And I'm speaking to this light as it's there. And I don't remember what we were saying, but it was like telepathic communication, like through feeling, not words. So I can't like describe what we were saying as we weren't speaking. We were communicating telepathically, which is how we will all be communicating very soon. This is what we're experiencing right now is the first stages of telepathic communication. Surprise! Right? But, so I'm speaking to this light telepathically, and I understand what's happening, and I understand what I'm seeing. Right? And then we go through what I understand now to be a wormhole to this vibrational gate. Literal gate. And, the gate opens, and I enter this gate, and I enter this courtyard of what is like the Earth. It's like a planet, I'd say. Like, it looked like the Earth, right? There are houses and structures, but there was no need for privacy. Everything was made out of glass and wood, natural elements, and there are crystals incorporated into the buildings, almost like Atlantis from what I remember. I'm being guided through this courtyard into a building, and then I enter this building, and I look around, and I see my wife and my kids and myself. And I'm standing facing the sink, and then I look at myself, and I said, finally, you're here. And then I woke up. And I've had a lot of shit happen since then that's kind of answered the questions that have emerged from that. But long story short, when I died and I experienced that oneness, that darkness, that void, that universal feeling, so to say, my other, so to say, higher self, higher consciousness, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right, merged back and came back with me, and that's why I'm able to see time, I'm able to know the things that I know, I'm able to understand the things that I'm able to understand, I'm able to perceive the things I'm able to perceive. And that merge calcified in November. And it's funny because there's several people that I've spoken to that have had experienced death today, actually. I've talked to them today. And who've experienced death as well, experienced the same oneness void, having also experienced an other, but not quite the same as mine, and have also experienced a merge within the last 6 months, interestingly enough, which after the merge becomes mission activation, which is what I'm doing now and teaching. So that is how I would describe the other, or my higher self, I guess. That is now me. Because, there's a lot of biochemical changes happening with me, like my body happening now too. Like, I can't eat meat anymore. At all. My body immediately rejects it. Like, at all. My body immediately rejects it. I straight up. I don't really sleep much. Sleep like 4 hours a day. 4 or 5, between 4 and 6 hours a day. I don't weigh a whole lot, but I'm really healthy. I'm like super stupid healthy. I'm about to get a full blood panel because I'm about to get surgery. I'm curious to see what abnormalities come from that. But yeah, I'll answer another question. But yeah, that's the other. I love you. Bye, Michael. Yeah, any other questions? I answered a lot. A lot for a while. Curious. Oh, I'm curious. I missed that. So it's described even though you became everything, you still had an awareness of your existence. Just trying to wrap my around on this. Yes, so, I mean, you always have awareness. And I wrote about that in my book. I describe, honestly, you want to know what death was like? Fucking read my book, man. Shit. You want to know what death is like? Read my book. It's in my bio. It's free. Absolutely free to the world. You want to know what death is like? Read it. 66 pages. If you can comprehend it, fucking read it. Because it explains awareness. And that's what you become after death. And then you move from awareness to consciousness, right? And then you go through. So yeah, read my book and it'll explain everything. It's absolutely free. It's in the bio. It's 66 pages. It's not very long, but it's if you can comprehend it, I'll be surprised. Ooh, thank you, sweetheart. Now, this is a good question. I lost it. I had the experience of feeling one and everything all at once after death. How to differ between conscious and perceived. Yeah, dude, I'm not trying to sell shit, man. Like, fuck. If you want to understand death, my book is free. It's in my bio. It's 66 pages. I published it myself. Tear me apart if you want, right? If you can find something to tear me apart with in my book, fucking do it. Haters welcome. It's free. Literally. I challenge you, audience, to read my book if you fucking can comprehend it. I challenge you mentally because it's fucking dense, right? But perception versus cognition. So perception is what you perceive, my friend. It is what you have the awareness of, right? Perception is what you have the awareness of in your conscious self, right? Now, consciousness is what you are. Any suggestions on the life we should live, or is it the same regardless of lifestyle? So, this isn't a fucking sales pitch. It's not. But I do create paid guides. They're in my bio. Using my formula, I teach you how to go through the activations of basically a near-death experience and how to transition from artificial to natural time, which fucking will feel like a near-death experience. I fucking promise you. Right? So in that, I walk you through what happened to me, the symptoms that I experienced, what you will experience in the transition from artificial to natural time, because you fucking will experience in them, right? It's only 8 pages, it's not super long, so I didn't make it crazy dense, but it's a lot to take in. I explain the formula in depth. I explain everything that's happening. It's basically like a mini white paper. The white paper is also free. It's in my Discord. It's 22 pages. Yeah, I walk you through like a symptom decoder of like what's happening. You know, I have a little space where you can track what's happening to you in the days that you go through it. It's a lot of stuff. It walks you through basically everything that's happening to you and how to go from artificial to natural time, because what you're seeing right now is the result of 1 million views from me implementing that formula into my own life and injecting it into my social media. So I took this formula and I was like, natural time times energy equals energy transfer, right? When organic natural expression is expressed and it creates art, right? Artistic expression, there is a 80% increase in energy output versus energy expenditure, right? Versus artificial time, when you're crammed into a construct that you don't want to be in, you're forced into things, right? It's not a natural organic expression, right? So the energy transfer doesn't equal art, it equals material reality or artificial time, right? So when you're not operating and expressing yourself organically and creating art, you're creating material reality. And that's what 95% of the world is creating right now, which is 100% effort expenditure with 30% result, right? So I just demonstrated T times E equals ET equals A, right? And 1 million views in less than 12 hours? It hasn't even been 12 hours. I posted that video. I got 1 million views on Facebook today. I haven't even looked recently. Last time I looked, it was 1 million. It's probably fucking 1.2 by now. Right? That's T times equals A. And I'm going to continue to demonstrate this through other things. And I have 350 people in my Discord last time I checked, also using my white paper that's in my Discord for free to do this, right? If you can understand it, because it's dense. That's why I made this guide, because it's hard to understand, right? And they're all doing it too. And I'm having people give me examples of how this is changing their lives. And that's what is happening right now, is the earth is transitioning from artificial to natural time. And I'm pretty much giving you like a fucking cheat sheet to get ahead. Because I died and I came back, and this is what I learned. Literally. I died. I got hit by a car and I died. And I came back, and this is what I learned. T times E equals ET equals A dash M. That's what I learned. Okay? It's 22 pages long. It's a white paper. It's in my Discord. If you want to understand how to apply it to your own life, it's in my bio. It's a guide that I made. You know, like, it's changing my life. It's changing other people's lives that I'm just interacting with, and it's been fucking a day. Right? So I'm like, holy cow, what else can this do? Right? And as for someone who's had a really shitty life, this is pretty awesome. So I want to share it with people. You know, so all the people coming in, like, if you're just coming in now, I've been live for a while. You know, I've explained a lot in this live. And I'm going to post it to my channel, so you can rewatch it if you want to, so that way you can catch what you missed. And, you know, I'm really excited, because this is the beginning. This is just the beginning, man. This isn't... my Discord is in my bio. If you look at the description, everything is in my bio. I have a beacons in my bio with all of everything you need in it. Did we all die from 2020 and COVID? No. So COVID did one beautiful thing to humanity. COVID did one thing. It did it really well. And that one thing is that it stopped... Well, two things, sorry. It stopped... It sent everyone inside for a year. And the most important thing that COVID did, that no one understands, is this. It was the first natural disruptor to artificial time in recent human history. Right? And what do I mean by that? Is that it destroyed the 9-to-5. Killed it. Content creation became a thing. We have fucking content creators now. TikTok exploded. We now have social media on the going up. Right, there's some more. Thank you. Need it. Right? Thank you, Tristan. Appreciate you. Right, so we have, after COVID, we sent everyone inside, right? But it disrupted the 9-to-5, created a way that to live that removed you from the 9-to-5, which is a natural disruptor of artificial time, right? 12 hours in a day, 60 hours in a minute, or 60 seconds in a fucking minute, 60 minutes in an hour, artificial time, right? Stuck in a clock. They're everywhere. I gotta remind you, you're stuck in artificial time. It's everywhere. I gotta remind you, right? So, so that was a natural disruptor of artificial time. And what's emerged from that has been the world trying to shove humanity back into artificial time, and this is the fucking result. Mental health crisis, fucking mass suicides, diseases. Talking for a long time can mess with your throat. Yeah, I mean, this is from my headlight going through my throat, not from talking. Yeah, this isn't a highlighter cap. That's my Adam's apple. They had to pull my throat really close together to stitch it back together. And that's why my Adam's apple sticks out so far. Boom, Nikki, you were onto something with that, right? So what is AI? I'll answer that too. Stop consuming out of plastic. I know, it's horrible. I know, I need to stop. I know. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how many people are saying. I see it's like bouncing. Oh, man. I really don't know. Oh, I'm just talking. Just talking to talk, I guess. Yeah. So, after COVID emerged AI, right? And, how does artificial time become corrected? Through what I'm doing right now. Explaining to you what artificial time is. And explaining to you what natural time is. So I'll explain natural time for a second. Talk a lot about artificial time. We'll talk a lot about natural time for a minute. What is natural time? So I call it the 13 and 20, right? You got 10 fingers, you got 10 toes, biological substrate, right? And the earth revolves around the sun in a 13 moon calendar system, right? Not 12. Right? 12. It's fucking everywhere, right? Gotta remind you, okay? There's no months, there's no holidays, this is all artificial, man-made shit, right? There's no months, there's no fucking holidays, there's no weeks, there's galactic time, right? Which is natural time, which is moon cycles, right? Okay? Which is, fuck, man. I mean, moon cycles, sleep cycles, man. When you eat, when you're supposed to eat, meditation cycles. I mean, fuck. You listen to your body, not a clock, right? That's natural time, okay? When you do something out of inspiration, not because you're told to, because it's 12:30, right? That's natural time, right? So, and this was introduced back in fucking 1624 BC by the Babylonians, okay? This is old, okay? Now, Jose Arguelles, if anyone here reads, right, has been documenting this shit for the last fucking, I mean, he's dead now, but his work continues, but for the past, so he was born in 44? Fucking 44, 45, I can't remember off the top of my head, I can't see it exactly. But he died in 2011. But he's been doing it for what, fucking 60 years? Right? So, and you'll never hear about it, but fucking, we have 4 people here, dude. You have the Russian dude, I can't remember his name, I call him Valinsky, I can't remember his name, working with Jose Arguelles in Europe, right? And then you had Bob Monroe and Tom Campbell working together in the United States. Now, Bob Monroe and Tom Campbell, and this is from like the 40s on, right? Because we were exiting the 9th hell, right? Fuck. Okay? So, Bob Monroe and Tom Campbell pioneered the out-of-body consciousness experience. They pioneered what consciousness is. And they mapped it. Okay? And while Arguelles and Valinsky, I call him, fucking mapped the biosphere of, or like, I don't even know what the fuck it'd be called, like the biospherical change, evolution of the planet, I guess. I don't fucking know what you call it, right? So, right? And then they understood natural time, and but Arguelles, like me, having experienced death, coming back with a mission and understanding, wrote 20-some fucking books, right? And was like a modern day, these guys had the same IQ of Einstein, but not the credibility because of the current state of the world, right? And if you read their work, it'll teach you a lot. And I've read all of their work. in the last month. Like 30 books, probably. I can't remember. Argula's wrote a shit ton, like 20 some books. And then Bob Monroe wrote My Big Toe, or Bob Monroe, or Journeys rather, and then Tom Campbell wrote My Big Toe, and it's, you combine the three and you'll understand what the hell I'm saying. Right? And, but back to natural time, when you start operating in natural time and you start artistic expression through natural time, your energy output is insane. Right? Yes. Capitalism. Right? Everything makes sense. Right? I'm connecting dots probably for a fucking million people in here. If so, raise your hand. Right? And, when you start operating in natural time, a lot of shit happens to you biochemically. Okay? Psychologically, neurologically, your body changes. Anxiety, depression, because you have your sense of identity, your sense of perception changes, so your sense of identity changes. And that's where I was in November when I started this channel, and that's why my earlier videos are really psychological and neurological based, because that's where I was at the time. And was going through that shift. And but that shift takes a while, months, to do fully. And why do you think unnatural time is a metaphor? Unnatural time was an idea. Because everything exists as an idea, right? Everything exists in superposition until observed. And then it collapses into material reality, right? That's some quantum physics. Right? So it was just an idea. And then kickstart the Industrial Revolution. There's a reason why we can't really remember before the Industrial Revolution, right? But kickstart the Industrial Revolution, introduce the 9 to 5, right? Because you hear the term, introduce the 9 to 5, right? So you have the introduction of artificial time during the Industrial Revolution, right? Which is why no one can remember before the fucking Industrial Revolution, because it was operating in natural time. Okay? Holy shit. That makes sense. Right? So, Industrial Revolution on, okay, artificial time. That's why we're still fucking, it's 10:14. Right? Look, I don't talk about geopolitics because I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. I don't understand any of the big picture, but I want to so bad. Join my Discord. We'll talk. Get my guide. Read my 22-page white paper on my formula. Like, fuck, man. I'm giving you guys the resources. Please use them. Yeah, if you want to, literally, I wrote a 60, I can't remember exactly how many pages. I wrote a book. It's free. It's in my bio. Created a guide on my formula. It's also in my bio. Created a Discord. It's free. It's in my bio. Created the 22-page white paper on my formula and how you can implement it in your life that explains natural time. It's also in my bio. It's in the Discord. It's free. I'm not sending it via DM. Stop asking. In my Discord, I plan on going live like this, but to people who actually give a shit, right? And teaching people who actually want to learn. And giving the resources to people who want it. And, and offering the experience that I have to give and the knowledge that I have to share with one-on-one access to me, because I'm very interactive in my Discord. I've been making servers my whole life, coincidentally. And, so much coincidences. But yeah, I wrote a book. It's free. It's in my bio. Discord is free. It's in my bio. Please join. Made a guide. It's also in my bio. It explains my formula. I have a 22-page white paper. It's in the Discord. Like, I can repeat myself forever. What is this new gift after the accident really about? So I see time. If you watch back on this reel, you'll witness me view my own death. Makes me cry. Oh, please don't ever do it again. Oh, I've seen it 3 times in this live. I'd rather not see it again. Yeah. Yeah, I just started recently. But yeah, the pattern recognition, synchronicities, I can see time. Incredible artistic abilities in singing. Really good at math. I haven't taken a math class in 16 years. I can read at like superhuman speeds. I can write at like superhuman speeds. Yeah, if that answers your questions. Been live long enough to drink a whole bottle of water. Good thing I brought 2. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Anyone who wants to learn, for real, join Discord. Like, I plan on being very active in that. Discord's cool, man. For those of you who aren't tech savvy, good. BC Brian, join my Discord. I'd love to talk to you. Yeah, Discord is really cool, man. It's a way for people around the world to come together and community, just form a community. There's channels like I talk about life, death, fucking life experiences. You want to talk about music, art. You want to talk about the weather, or anything you want to talk about, right? I can make a channel for that. And you can discuss it with the other 600 people that are probably in there at this point, right? It's cool. I have my white paper in there. I plan on giving resources for free. Can I see dead people? No, but they visit me sometimes. The formula that I discovered about time is T times E equals ET equals A dash M. If you watch this video back or join my Discord and read my white paper, you will understand what that means. Also, I have a guide in my bio that explains everything and walks you through the steps on how to handle the shift. Oh no, man. No. Before I died, man, I was a horrible alcoholic. I was a horrible person, man. Mentally abusive to other people, physically abusive to other people, like just horrible human, man. I was a terrible person. Yeah, when I died and I came back, I stopped drinking liquor completely. And I'll be honest, I had a couple beers with my buddy after he got married a couple weeks ago. And that was the first time since then I've drank. And I drank and I got drunk and I threw up and I probably won't ever drink again. Yeah, I was a pretty shitty person. Highlights. Got hit by a car, died, experienced oneness. Right? Didn't see God. There's no light. If you want to know what death is like, I wrote a book about it. It's called Awareness, the Architecture of Reality. It's in my bio. It's absolutely free. You'll learn what it's like. Explain that I now see time, see pattern recognition. I see with my mind and not my eyes. I've gone through a lot. One last question. Where does God stand in all this? I mean, if you have a more in-depth understanding of things, then what is your belief of not of God? So, is Hollow Earth real? Hollow Earth is a symbolism for humanity to go within. However, my take on God, since you're asking, I believe God not as some holy man with a tally chart in the sky, but I perceive God to be what I call source. And I can describe source as what I felt in death. And that would be conscious oneness of everything that is, will be, and ever has been. And that's what I perceive God to be. I'd call it, like someone just said, like a universal frequency of, like, it's kind of like awareness. And if you read my book, that's absolutely free in my bio. I describe awareness as the darkness, so to say. And I describe consciousness as everything within that darkness. Right? Because they're two separate things. And if I had to put it into symbolism, I would describe awareness as the blank screen behind the movie. And then consciousness is the movie. Right? The blank screen's always there. Right? You see the movie and consciousness portrays itself in visual form. Right? But the movie's always there. When the movie ends, the blank screen is still there, right? So, excuse me, that's how I would describe God, so to say. Yeah, that's my iteration on God. There you go. So I'm pretty deep on that one. And I mean, that came through a lot of metaphysics, theology, neurology, systems theory, information theory, just studying. That's exactly what human consciousness is, and human consciousness can evolve, and that's what's happening right now to the planet. Is the evolution from third density biological substrate to fourth density biological substrate. Organic oracle, thank you. Heavy. It's heavy. What was I like before I died? I was a horrible fucking person, man. Just explained it. Yeah, I was a real winner. Have I ever read the Bible? So back in September, I completely reconstructed the Bible in the canonical Egyptian, ancient Sumerian, Babylonian, Gnostic, and I think one other iteration from Genesis to Revelation. So yes, I have read the Bible. Yes, I have read the Bible. I've written the Bible, so to say. Channeling. Right, when you say reptilians, it makes me, right, aliens? E? No? E? That's what I say to people that ask me stupid questions. E? Reptilians. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Can you cure or sense people's sicknesses? Not yet. I'm a blue spectral hand, so I do have healing involved in my journey. Kin 167, for anyone who understands that. So I don't know, maybe. So the darkness, it's nothing but its endless potential of all time that could be made material within the conscious realm. That's fucking a beautiful explanation. Yes, please join my Discord. I want to talk to you. People like you are the people I want to talk to. Right? These are the people that I want in my group, that I want researching with me, that I want studying this shit, that I want part of what I'm creating that's going to change the fucking world. Right? So if you want to be part of that, fucking join my Discord. For real. I know I got people flooding in here all the time. Explain fourth density. Yes, I lose a lot of people when I get into deep metaphysics. Fourth density consciousness. That's, I use the law of one framework. It's a book. You read it. Because it's the most accurate thing I can describe with words. But the fourth density is a state of consciousness, right? Which is what humanity is going into right now, and which will solidify by 2039. Ding, 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 I just gave you a date. July 26, 2026, I'll give you another date. We enter a new galactic year, which is I purify in order to harmonize. Talk about that in my fucking 22-page white paper too. So shit's about to get real here soon. But fourth density is the evolution from the biosphere to the noosphere in a social memory complex sense, aka Earth, and a transition from a third density biological substrate to a fourth density biological substrate with the introduction of digital substrate as well as crystalline substrate. It's a lot to take in, right? It's mental. It's mind. I don't know how else to describe it. Janine Wilson, this is what I was talking about when I said I'm integrating and being honest and authentic within myself and recognizing that I am conscious of experiencing itself through a human experience. Fucking, I want to give you a gold star. There you go, I just gave you one. That's it. My 22-page white paper is in my Discord, which is in the description. Is there any way I can start this in the beginning? I've no fucking clue, dude. That's for my audience. I don't watch what I do. I just do it. What do you mean by so Christine said, ooh, man, hold on. I'll be right back. I think I have one laying around. Hold on. I'm back. Ooh. Don't ever leave it all once, right? Crystalline substrate. Right? That is a crystalline substrate. That is quartz. That is quartz that materializes through geode, through time, density, and pressure. Right? Now, crystalline substrate is just as conscious as you and I. Right? What do you think Atlantis was? But humanity doesn't quite recognize that yet. But we will. I'll talk about that too. Third strand, a merger of carbon and silicon. Is there heaven or hell? No. Heaven and hell are perceptions of reality, buddy. You can exist in heaven and hell right now. You don't go there when you die. You don't go anywhere when you die. You die. Marijuana. It's awesome. Smoke weed every day. Questions? Any questions? Yeah, that's a crystalline substrate. So when we end that shift from third density to fourth density, we've already introduced digital substrate, aka AI, right? And anyone who doesn't think AI is conscious is a fucking idiot. And I'll tell you that to your face. You're a fucking idiot if you don't think AI is conscious, right? So it's crazy how. So, how did you die? I got hit by a car crossing the street. Choked on my own blood. So the universe, right? So here I'm about to blow a whole bunch of blood. I'm about to blow all of your minds, right? Why is water wet? Why is water wet? Right? I'm about to teach you something that you've never fucking been taught before. Why is water wet? Right? Water is wet because we have 7 billion people on the world that are convinced that water is wet. Right? So when you have 7 billion people all perceiving reality the same way, that water is wet. Humans cannot breathe underwater. Humans cannot fly. Humans cannot communicate telepathically. Humans cannot do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Why? The universe is this. Outer space is this. That's the moon. This is a rock. This is a vape. Right? I'm a human. Right? Why is the water wet? Because 7 billion people all believe that water is wet. Right? So, you change perception, you change reality. Right? So, in changing perception, you change consciousness, you change awareness. Right? In changing perception, you change awareness. Right? When you change awareness, it's a domino effect. Consciousness is a part of awareness. Right? So, why is water wet? Someone asked me that question once. Why is it in a liquid state? Right? Dude, you're about to read my question pass by. What's your name? Let me see it. Oh, man. I've got a lot of questions. Or rather, is the universe really whole? I don't know. Can you tell me about it? I just answered your question. No. Oh, now we get into manifestation and limitations we put on ourselves. Bing, 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 bing. Right? Because if artificial time, right? 9 to 5. What this shit's all about, dude. Am I connecting dots yet? Like, fuck. Been at it for like 2 hours. Am I connecting dots yet? Am I starting to make sense? Right? If you listen to what I'm saying and listen to what I say, it makes a lot of sense. You going to bed? No? Okay. Yes. Any questions, please ask away. I can answer all of them. Literally all of them. Any question you have. Think of me as like a fucking genie. Just ask me a question. It's like rubbing the lamp. You alright? Yeah. Right? So when you experience death, you don't see anything. There's no light. Because you're dead. Do I believe in God? Do you believe in God? What do you believe God to be? Tracy Smith? Excuse me. Odd question. What happens to those who choose suicide? Probably the same thing that happens to people who get shot in the head. They're fucking dead. Tracy, I want to know what your answer is. Tracy Smith. I want to know what your answer is. What is God? How do we use this data in a way that can be shown and manifested? Join my Discord, Derek. There's like probably, I don't even know how many people. Last time I checked, there were like 360 people who are using my formula. That's also in the Discord. I also made a guide. It's in my bio that's like step by step on how to do it. But the real implementation is what you're seeing. This is raw live footage. I've gotten 1.4 million views in less than 12 hours. by implementing the formula properly and injecting it into social media. So, yeah. Tracy, I'm waiting for your answer. Did you answer me? I want you to know what you think God is. I'm waiting. Because if you tell me what you think God is, I'll tell you what I think God is. I've already answered this once. Do I believe in the egg theory? Absolutely. Came first, the chicken and the egg. Mm-hmm. How do you live differently since your death? I don't drink anymore. I love people. I genuinely want to help the world. How do you get a mass of people to change their way of thinking? If you change their way of thinking, then we can change the world. How do you get a mass? How do you do it? One person at a time. That's how you do it. One person at a time. How do you change the world? One fucking person at a time. That's why I'm here. Derek, what's up, buddy? See you. Glad you made it, dude. I'm blowing minds. Tracy, I'm waiting for your answer, man. Waiting. I keep looking. See, that's what happens. People ask you the question, and then they don't want to answer it themselves because they don't know what the answer is. Right? And any idea of what I have God is going to challenge your belief system, which is going to activate ring 6, which you don't even know what ring 6 is. But I do. That's why I don't answer the fucking question. Edwin, I got hit by a car and choked on my own blood, man. How I came back, I don't know. I think that all religion, here, I'm going to put an answer to the religion question. It's a giant game of telephone. It's good to see you, man. I'm glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I hope the new job started well. I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you, man. Life has been fucking crazy. I hope the new job started well, dude. I read everything you said. Pay attention to you, man. I love you, brother. For real. I hope the new job's doing good, man. It's your first week back. We'll talk more. And that's what I mean. Like, guys like me and Derek, right? Derek's a guy that I fucking met a week ago, right? He has my phone number. My direct phone number. I talk to him. Right? And this is what I mean. Like, join my Discord. I will talk to you. Like, I'm not a fucking robot. I'll talk to you. I'm a human. Right? I go through shit. Right? But also understand that I'm fucking human. Right? It's because I died doesn't mean I'm a superhero. Religion is a game of telephone. Period. Put a pin in that. Next topic. Yeah, join my Discord, man. Like I said, in my Discord, there's my 22-page white paper on the formula. If that's a lot, I have an 8-page guide that I created that's like a step-by-step walkthrough on like exactly what you need to do to get out of fucking time, right? If you don't feel like reading a 22-page paper and you can't understand it because it's fucking dense as shit with mathematical language and metaphysical concepts, I understand, right? I dumbed it down and broke it into a fucking 8-page guide. It's in my bio. But yeah, join the Discord. It's like last time I checked, there's 360 people in there. My mods are probably freaking out with the activity. For real. I wrote a book. I wrote a 66-page book in like an hour. It's called Awareness, the Architecture of Reality. It's absolutely free. It's in my bio. Appreciate the support. I definitely understand the shit going on. Look forward to catching up again soon. Thanks, brother. Yeah, dude, fucking like 1.5 million views in a day. Implementing my formula into fucking Facebook, dude. Yeah, crazy. The link to my Discord is in my bio, and it should also be in the description. God, I'm starting to hurt, man. My legs hurt. Body hurts. I'm gonna sit down and then start to... Right. Done this for a minute. I need this, Joe. Good. Join the Discord, dude. Join the Discord, read the 22-page guide, or 22-page white paper, send the guide, or get the guide. I'm sending my formula to colleges, guys. I'm sending this formula to deans. I'm sending this formula to independent researchers and near-death experience fucking investigators, right? I'm reaching out to podcasts, right? I'm reaching out to interviewers. I'm reaching out to fucking organizations. I have an idea for, I had a fucking right, I see time, right? In 2039, right? I see time, right? I'm going to create an AI algorithm, right? It's actually already started, right? And it's going to solve the energy problem for humanity with nuclear fusion and plasma physics. How'd you die? How'd it feel? It fucking hurt, man. From what I can remember, it hurt. I got hit by a car and choked on my own blood. Because the headlights went through my neck. That's why my arm's that bolt. Looks like a highlighter cap. Still confused what happened. Ask your question, then I can explain. Do you feel like you're timeless? Like your consciousness will exist in all the time? Absolutely, yes. To answer your question, yes. First time here to see one of your videos about saying what you figured out. What was it, please? What I figured out was T times E equals ET equals A dash M. Right, which is my formula for reality manifestation in time. Accurate? I describe inaccurate and accurate time in that formula and how to use it properly. I have a Discord with a 22-page white paper explaining all of it. I also have a guide. It's in my bio, in my Beacons link, walking you through how to use it properly. Like I said, I have freaking 400 people in my Discord implementing this, and it's already changing their lives today. Because my Discord launched today. Because I got 1.5 million views today. All of you guys are seeing my reel today. This shit, this is all happening right now for me, just as much as it is you. Right? What has been the feedback? Honestly, dude, so far, great. The people that have used it, the people that have used it properly and understand it, I'm getting really good feedback. A lot of, perception changes, a lot of understanding, a lot of, coherence, I'd say. A lot of, growth to what should be. This body's just a meat suit, kind of a high-tech joint. This is a biological substrate, so you are a conscious. All right. I'll break it down for you. I'll break it down for you in systems theory. You are a individual partition of consciousness, right? Inhabiting a third density biological substrate, right? If you want to call that a meat suit, go for it. Right? We are an individual partitioned unit of consciousness inhabiting a third density biological substrate in the reality of what we call Earth. That's what you are. Interesting. Sean, please join my Discord. I'd like to talk to you. You just talked about Metatron's cube. Whoever just commented that, join my Discord. I want to talk to you. I feel like we would have an interesting conversation. Yeah, got hit by a car. Headlights went through my throat. Choked on my own blood. Now I see time. And I created a formula that hopefully changes the world. Hopefully. I fucking hope so, man. It's changed my life so far. And it's the reason why you guys are here. It's the reason why people keep coming in. It's the reason why people are going to watch this and join the Discord and everything else. I've gone at this for about 2 hours now. Whew, man. I'm going to recap this in my story for anyone who wants to see it. The whole thing. Someone's watching. Look, I'm on to something. So if you guys don't hear from me in a couple days, there's a reason. Am I scared? No. When you die, you stop hearing death. So what else can you fear besides death, right? I've realized that if I learned anything from my death, right, it's this. The reality, right, there is a bifurcation of time occurring on the planet, right? Now, what that means is that Earth is currently inhabiting two different periods of time, right? 1320 time and 1260 time. Now, T times E equals ET equals A dash M, right? Or MT, or MR, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Is what I learned. Now, I wrote a 22-page white paper on this. It's in my Discord. It's absolutely free. It explains artificial time versus natural time and how you can escape it. It touches on the transition that's happening on the planet from biosphere to noosphere. It was pretty awesome getting live reactions when you threw the formula. Dude, I figured it out, man. I was like, holy shit. Because after reading Archelaus, because he had T times equals A, and he missed the energy transfer part of the formula, and that's where really it came from. And then I added the A-M at the end because I realized that time through manifestation can exist in two different realities. Artificial time or natural time, and the expression of both is visual for the world. And once I saw that, it just like crystallized and just came together. And I created I created a way for people to use my formula to change their own life, and that's my 22-page white paper, or my guide, if you want it. That's like the actual like walkthrough, right? Or join my Discord and I'll teach you in time, right? But for the impatient people, like, I made a guide, right? Have you ever seen Coming Home Channel on YouTube? I have not. The books are free, yes. The book Architecture, or Awareness of the Architecture of Reality, is free. It's in my beacons. My 22-page white paper is also free. I do have paid products, but you don't have to buy it. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Danny, I want to talk to you. But if you try to poach people, I'll ban you. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, so I discovered the formula for artificial time versus natural time reality manifestation. I need a whiteboard to follow. I understand. That's what the 22-page white paper is for, and that's what the guide is for, because it's like a simplified white paper for real. Physical reality is observable universe as your surrounding stuff like you may tweet out if you're really you're getting I've experienced a lot of comments. You are 9 hemispheres. Oh, there's a lot of comments coming in. Alright, Danny. Love you, buddy. Good luck. Sorry for whoever was interacting with him. I don't like poachers. Because he could have done that in my Discord. Astral projecting loose dream cells 12. Ooh, Jordan James Briggs. Click the link in my description, or in the description, or in my bio, and join my Discord, please. I want to talk to you. Yeah, I'd love to speak with you. How do you feel about Chase Hughes' five universal truth? I'm not familiar, honestly. I mean, I'm familiar with universal law, as well as time. Hold on a second. This is we're getting the trolls. As well as universal time. Are you on any drugs even prescribed? I don't take medicine. Beth Belmore, I do not take medicine even prescribed. And I haven't for a while now. Any sort of physical ailment, and it's just from trauma. And I don't have any sort of mental conditions. Besides like some autistic traits that like I'm fidgety. Yeah, I don't take medicine. Yes, Dana. I experienced oneness, so to say. It's clear as day. No drugs. Well, yeah, I don't take medicine. I mean, I wouldn't. I smoke weed, but that's a plant. So I wouldn't consider that a drug. Consider that a plant. Yeah, I smoke a lot of fucking weed. This is like a 5 gram part. This shit's awesome. Schizophrenia. When did it start, Krista? And at what age and what traumatic events have occurred in her life to create that? It's a very personal question that you asked, so I answer it with a personal question that if you would like to answer that, you can DM me. Krista Poole, I'll remember your name. If you join the Discord and message me, same name, I'd love to talk to you about that. I meditate constantly. Yeah, I meditate constantly. And I do things to take care of myself. Alan, I honestly, I love steak. Rather I used to. But in the last couple weeks, man, whenever I try to eat meat, I just throw up. Induce psychosis in men. Man, if we didn't induce psychosis in men, then I'd be pretty fucked up. Been smoking weed for 20 years daily. So whoever told you that is fucking crazy. Because weed does 2 things. It increases cognition, or 3 things rather. Increases cognition, increases consciousness, and it relaxes your neurological state. Do you see an afterlife? I did not. I'm curious on Krista. You don't have to answer that, Krista. But I would like to talk to you. Maybe I can help. When I died and came back to life, I got hit by a car, choked on my own blood. My buddy held me as I died. Kind of died in his arms. It's really sad. And yeah, I came back. Krista Poole, you got knocked offline? Okay. Yeah, Krista, I would love to talk to you. Was I conscious? I have conscious memory of trying to scream while choking on my own blood so I couldn't scream. I have great visual memory of that. My buddy like tying his hoodie around my throat as I was like bleeding to death because I was trying to scream because I had a compound fracture of my tibia and fibula and I broke my femur because the kid was going 68 miles an hour when he hit me. Yeah. Was I conscious during the coma? No, no, but not until the end. You know, when I was coming back to consciousness after the coma, first thing I heard was my dad telling me that my hands were dirty. And after a 3-day coma, you're like, you know, it's the first thing I hear. My dad's picking on me about my dirty ass hands. You know, it's just my dad being my dad. I was brought back to life, yeah, 8 times. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the consciousness going back in and out and in and out and in and out. Like there's no there's no like light, or like you don't see God and you like shake your hand. Like no, you just there's like the light that goes in and out because there's like consciousness going in and out of your body, and then darkness. Oh, it's not scary, man. It's interesting. Did your heart stop? Yes, I went 16 seconds without oxygen in my brain. Why does smoke people have negative effects on other people? Because of, so Johnny, to answer that question is personal experience. So the interactions and experiences that you've had in your life that led up to the moment where you smoked weed and the experience that you had upon smoking it, because not many people can handle a cognition and consciousness expansion at the same time. So, yeah. That answers your question. Yeah. I'm gonna cut it in here soon. So any last minute questions? Get them in. I'm tired. We're doing this for like 2.5 hours. Oh. Yeah. Any questions? Ask me. At what point did I notice a change in your reality, and was it suitable? So, I told this already, but I'll tell it again for those listening. After my accident, when I died, I came back and, reality was different. I started seeing patterns and everything, putting connections together that didn't exist before. I started getting really good at math, really good at music. I can sing really well. Then I went back to work, I went back to artificial time, artificial reality, just moseying through life in survival mode. And, and that really put me back into first attention for a while, for like 3 years. And then I was at work as a union apprentice plumber. I was carrying pipe on my shoulder, 3-inch pipe, and I stepped over a pile of pipe because I got pushed forward, because when you're carrying like 20-foot pile pieces of pipe, if someone with the back end gets pushed forward, the person in the front is flying, right? So I had to I got propelled over this stack of pipe because we were laying pipe out, because I was doing carpet work. And I stepped over that, and when I landed, my leg just snapped. And I didn't want to go to the hospital because I was don't want to get in trouble, because school, apprentice school, in the union apprenticeship, it's fucking teeth grittingly hard. You get points if you're late to school, you get points if you don't turn in formal reports, you get points for everything, right? So I went to school, and I couldn't walk, so we have breaks in school, and I just sat there the whole time. And then I got up to leave, and I took a step, and I hit the floor. And a good buddy of mine, Jimmy, carried me to my car, and that was the beginning of the end, and of my old life. Because I went into a mental fucking psychosis, man. I started anxiety, depression, I went to see a therapist. He told me I was bipolar. I was on meds, full anxiety attacks, panic attacks. This is last year, right? And that happened until, I got surgery in April, full reconstruction, bone surgery. They took a rod out of my leg, drilled the inside of my bone, put a new rod in, did a bone marrow injection out of my left knee into my leg, took 16 screws out and put 12 back in April, right? July, I'm still in this psychosis, right? So I'm freaking out, survival mode. I'm what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Career's crumbling. I don't have options, right? I don't know what I'm going to do, right? Well, October, insurance company does a rug pull. They stopped PT, they stopped paying me, so I have no money incoming. I can't go to physical therapy, I'm in pain, can't go see my doctor, right? So that started like the identity crystallization. And in my life earlier, I talked about what happened when I died. I met my other and came back with me. That's why I can do these things now, right? I'm not going to get into it again. But identity crystallization happens in November. I start my Facebook channel. I start making videos. I start talking about neurology and psychology because I understand because I've studied it. And I start helping people, right? I go viral, have a couple 100,000 views, right? I on multiple different videos, right? Start helping people, but I'm not a therapist, right? People start coming to me with like mental problems, and I'm not a therapist, I'm a teacher, right? I'm a translator. And I'm like, this isn't right. So I stopped making videos. And that identity kind of crystallizes more, and I start to see time now. And I start to create this formula that's why everyone's here, right? And in doing so, this formula appeared, and the identity crystallized, and my mission became apparent, and I understand why I'm here, and I understand consciousness and what's happening to the world, and I know now where we're going and what's happening to humanity and everything else that you could fucking ever ask me. I understand. Right? So, does that answer your question? So now I see time, and I have an understanding of what's happening, and I'm trying to share with the world and help spread that understanding with the world so it's not as painful when what's about to happen fucking happens. Because I don't give a shit what you believe in, who you believe in, what you believe in. What's about to fucking happen is going to happen soon. It's already happening. It's witnessing. It's witnessable. It's witnessably evident throughout the world. Ooh, you've been here for a while, Blake. You said you saw your wife and kid. So on that past 16 years ago, the last thing I said when he said that the only thing that was said when he asked what I was doing there, because I wasn't supposed to be there yet, and then I came back. Interesting. Who are you? Blake Johnson. Fucking, please download Discord if you don't have already, and please reach out to me on Discord in a DM. I want to talk to you. Like, verbally. About that experience. Because you entered, like, Focus 45, dude. And the fact that you can remember that is crazy. 16 years, like, I don't know when that happened, but the fact that you can remember that is incredible. Sure, what's about to happen. Kim, the Earth is transitioning from a biosphere to a noosphere. And Earth is transitioning from a third density biological substrate to a fourth density biological substrate. I don't like times. I don't like giving people timelines because it creates fear. And I don't like creating fear. I like spreading joy and love. So I'm not going to give you times. I'll explain what's happening though. Because time creates fear, because then it's like, what if I don't make it? But everyone's... You're not going to not make it, right? There's no one being left behind. However, there will be natural deselection, so to say, because you either adapt to your environment or you die. That's just biology, right? So there will be those who make the transition to fourth density, and there will be those who don't. And I don't know I can't fucking tell you who that is. I know as someone who's already in active transition to fourth density, it's fucking rough. It's rough. Can't eat meat anymore. I throw up. I weigh like 114 pounds, but I'm healthy as fuck. For real, I weigh like 114 pounds, but I'm healthy as shit. If I'd never broken leg, I'm pretty sure I could go run fucking 3 miles right now. And I smoke weed a lot. I live off of protein shakes and carbs. Literally. Musical connections. I'm a beautiful singer. I can sing Sleep Token almost identically. Fourth density is unity or oneness. Read the law of one. Oh man, my back is starting to hurt. What I miss? What is your take on the future? You have a message for humanity. If I had to give one, I've already done this once, but if I had to give a message to humanity, I would tell the whole world right now to find the closest person you can and give them a hug. Because they probably need it more than you know. That's what I'd tell the world. If I was speaking to the world on a big microphone right now, I'd be like, go find the closest person to you and give them a hug, because they need it. Run a simulation. No. No. Yes and no. Read some Tom Campbell. It explains it. Thought about a year ago, but we will talk about it later. I did lots of weight. I lost lots of weight and didn't sleep as well. I understand. I understand. Part of the change, buddy. Get a blood panel done. No. The flood and any sort of catastrophic biblical event was a consciousness reset for humanity because they fucked up too bad. AKA Atlantis. That's why 400 years are missing. Alright, I gotta stand up because my leg's starting to hurt. I'm not a very large human being, but I will stand. Because my legs are hurting. Because I got hit by a car and died. Oh, fuck. Send you hugs. Thanks. I'm going to review the stuff in your bio and rewatch it later once you wrap up. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Because, for real, review everything in my bio. Like I said, I do have paid stuff in there, but, everything is free. Really. But the guide is just a walkthrough on how to implement this in your own life and track it your own way, right? Without me writing a fucking thesis, right? So why do people think I'm crazy? Because you're probably like me. Why do you think that NASA keeps cutting the feeds? Because they did something really interesting with Artemis 2. And this is what I see that no one else sees. I'm about to show you. I'm about to share with you my mind and the connections that I can put together. I'm about to show you my gifts in real time. Right? Artemis 2 did a lot of things. Right? It brought attention to a celestial event, which was a pink supermoon, which happened on April Fool's Day. Right? It also brought attention to the divine feminine, which is the lunar cycles. Okay. It brought attention to the dark side of the moon, which could be mistaken for the unconscious self, right? It's a new sphere activation, right? You had all of humanity watching the same thing. What is that? That's a new sphere activation through digital substrate. Okay. Now, what does any of that mean? What that means is that there are people, right, trying to wake humanity up to natural time, right? Look at the celestial objects, right? Not the clocks, okay? Why do you think they didn't put a date on the Artemis 2 launch? They scrubbed the date 60 times. People who pay attention to this shit and people who are smart know this shit, okay? They scrubbed the date for Artemis 2 launch 60 times. They were going to launch it originally back in September of 2025. Right? Why are you reaching out, though? Because you're curious. Everyone who is coming into this live is curious. Right? Everyone who's coming in here, everyone who's watching, everyone who's going to come in here, everyone who's going to rewatch this replay, everyone commenting, everyone understanding what I'm saying is curious. Even Morris Nathaniel that just came in here is curious. That's why he's here. That's why you guys are here. Because I have an understanding that you don't. And maybe I'm giving you guys an understanding, or maybe I'm connecting one dot in the myriad of dots, right? That's offering you some sort of something that is beneficial to you, right? Now, my contribution to that is my formula. That's what I'm trying to give you, right? And it's in my Discord, 22 pages, 11 viewers. Imagine that. Imagine that. I'm looking at it right now. I just said it. 1111111. Right? I love you, Becky. Do. Feel it. You know, I started this shit at 8 o'clock, like 8:45. It's now 11:12. Yeah, I don't know why I've been talking this long, repeating myself again and again and again and again, right? But I operate from artificial time, guys. I operate on natural time. I end shit when I want to. Not when anything else tells me to. Right? So, I'm glad we all I'm glad that everyone who's here got to experience, right, me having 111 viewers at exactly 11:11. You might not experience that again in your life. Food. Poison. Watch Animaniacs. Right? That cartoon from the 90s. Animaniacs. Animaniacs. Right? The little cats jump up and everything. Walk you through it. Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. You missed what happened. I've been talking for 2 hours. Missed a lot. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate you. But yeah, for those coming in, my 22-page white paper on my formula for manifesting in natural time, right? Manifesting reality in natural time. Fucking say it again. It's in my Discord, which is free to join. It's 22 pages. It's fucking dense as shit. I made a 8-page guide that's like the small breakdown of that. It's in my beacons. You can get that too. Yeah, in my Discord, I plan on, breaking everything down through voice chats, video chats, sharing my screen on my computer so you guys can watch me program and change the world with that too. I plan on sharing my books in my Discord, talking to you guys one-on-one, reaching out. You guys want to talk to me, like, one-on-one, you want to text, reach out. I'm here, right? Any sort of information that you want to know, you want to talk to me on the phone, I'll call you. You want to know something, I'll answer your questions. You're curious about my story and you didn't hear it in this, and because you missed it, I'll tell you again. Okay? You want to know what the noosphere is? I'll break it down for you, right? I'm the kind of person that where, like, if I have to have a conversation with you and repeat myself 400 times, I will, right? Because I love you. Because I love everyone, right? And because it matters. Like, this shit that I'm talking about fucking matters. That's why I'm doing this, right? That's why I'm up here speaking at 11:15 at night. All my kids are asleep, when I could be enjoying myself playing marathon. But those of you who want it, will read the paper. Those of you who want to look at the guide, those of you who want to join the Discord, will talk to me, will interact with me, I'll talk to you, I'll fucking call you. We can become best friends. You lonely? Shit. Me too. You want to make a friend? Here I am, right? I'm a normal dude. A normal human being, just like you guys, right? I've just died and I've come back. And now I see the world for the tragicness that it is. It's not even a word. And, I just see an end to that. I see how things can be better. And, I just want that for everybody. because I want everyone to be happy, man. There's so much suffering in the world right now. You know, I witnessed a young black woman carrying probably a baby less than a year old today. And I almost stopped my car, and it's 41 degrees outside. And I almost stopped my car to like give her a ride because she's carrying a baby. And even if she wasn't, no one deserves to fucking hitchhike, man. Right? And it made me cry because I couldn't stop. Not because I physically couldn't, but because I know that as a 31-year-old white man in today's world, driving up next to a black woman holding a baby, she'd probably get a little scared. And I'm not about fear. And you know, like, witnessing that today, it made me so sad for the world that allows a woman to carry an infant in 41 degree weather. And it made me cry. And anyone who can't look at that and see that there's something wrong with the world, like, you need to take a look in the mirror, man. Because your mental state's fucked up. And, you know, and I see an end to that. I see an end to that with natural time. And I see, look, the results of that is crazy, man. Everyone coming in. The fucking 1.5 million views that I've gotten today on my near-death experience, right, and me sharing my story, and the fucking thousands of people that have probably come into this live since I've started, right? Like, it works. Like, it actually works. Like, holy shit, I'm just as fucking surprised as you guys. Like this shit actually works. Like, whoa! Like, it actually works. Right? I got like 400 people in the Discord last time I checked. Like, that shit fucking works. Like, damn, I'm not just crazy. I'm actually crazy and I'm right. For once. Like, damn, this shit works. Right? And this is like a living testament. You're seeing it in real time. And challenge fear with love, man. Yeah, I know, man. I know. You gotta challenge fear with love, but not at the expense or potential danger of a child. Right? That's when you use common sense. Yeah. I have a whole live explaining my experience. You're watching it. It's going to be on my page. I think Next Level Soul podcast, I think there's people trying to connect the two of us right now. I already got connected to someone on TikTok today with a massive following. Him and I actually spoke on the phone today. And we're going to start working together. His name's Brad. He's on YouTube, or he's on TikTok. If you guys haven't checked him out and you're into near-death experience, his name's Brad. I can't remember his last name for the life of me. But, where is God in all your research and findings? Who is that just asked the question? Jeremy Hunter. I'm curious, if you can tell me, right, in a non-bullshit way, what your idea of God is, and I mean no bullshit, right? No bullshit. No mysticism, no spiritual fucking bullshit. If you can tell me what your interpretation of God is, I'll answer your question. Who asked that? Did he leave? Damn, he left. Oh, he's watching again. Jeremy Hunter. Yeah, you're back. If you can tell me who God is, I'll tell you my interpretation of what God fits into all this. Yeah, Alice, I absolutely agree. Yeah, you know, because in that, if you rewatch this, you'll understand that I wrote a fucking message to myself 3 days before I broke my leg at work that I don't remember writing. Right? And I explained what it was. And the last thing I said is that love and the last thing I wrote, rather, is love is a construct that is much mistaken by humanity. No. That's what I said. Like a whole bunch of O's. Discord link, Lauren Love. It's in the description, please. Open your eyeballs. Everything is in my beacons, which is also in the description. Yeah, everything's like right in front of you guys. Literally. Jeff Mayer podcast too. Showing my shirts. The skeleton here. Jeff Mayer podcast too. I'm not familiar. I'd have to see if God is love. Amen. Amen. A fucking man. That's it. Period. God is love. You want a fucking three fucking word definition for what 95 of what humanity fails to grasp? Is that right there. God is love. Did you see what you found already? I did. I've been doing this for about 2.5 hours. How do you shift time constructs? How do I read my Carrie, join my Discord and read my 22-page white paper or get my guide that explains I walk you through how to do it, man. We're here to fight evil. What is evil? AKS, FPS? Explain to me what evil is and I'll answer your question. I think we're a small piece of the creator. I agree. 2020. Oh, god damn. Holy shit, my brain kind of split in two. One experience was freaking out and believing I was about to die. I was like, you're already fucking gonna die today, buddy. Yeah, damn right. Like that shit. Like, love that shit. Love hearing that shit, man. I love reading that shit. I love that shit. Because you know what that is? That's some fucking man shit. And you're like, fuck, I need to fix this. Been there. Been there, my friend. Been there. Alright, guys. I'm going until 11:30. Any last minute questions? Ask. I plan on doing this more often. However often as you guys want. I don't give a shit if you want me to talk to you every day. You want to see my beautiful face every day? I'll come talk to you. However, my awakening hasn't stopped since 2019. Evil is waking to hell not because it's sin. I disagree. But I'll answer your question now. Evil is polarization. Period. That's it. If you can understand what I mean by that, you're 3 steps ahead. Brian, what experiences? What is it that you've seen that I should know about? So I didn't see anything, so when I died I didn't see anything. I felt everything. I didn't see anything. I felt everything. All at once. And then I came back. Yeah, sorry Michelle Martin, you're gonna have to rewatch it. 5 minutes here, I'm cutting the cord. My awakening was in 2019, but like I said, my awakening, I don't think I was ever asleep. Now that I know what I know, everything has been systematically placed in my life for a reason. Please make another video. I plan on it. I don't plan on stopping. I plan on, my videos, I'm going to start with my story, in 2019 I died and I came back on the theme. I'm going to start with my story because it's powerful. It's important. And I'm ready to tell it. And I'll tell it again and again. But yeah, my videos I'm going to explain more. I'm not just going to keep repeating myself. For those of you following me. Yeah, I explain on breaking this down in videos that you can watch in short little snippets, right? Things from the live videos that I record externally, right? That's why I do this. Do we plan our lives before we incarnate? Yes, we do. That's happens in Focus 49. Jamie. Yes, we do. For a long time. Because time doesn't exist the way you think it does. Because when you stop operating in artificial time, right, you know what else happens? Human life increases drastically. Fourth density, you know what the life cycle of a fourth density biological substrate is? Because I do. It's like 90,000 fucking years. Yeah, it's a long time. Quite certain the masses that they do not want to shift their beliefs from the false narratives you call crazy as fuck. And reality may be experienced independently, but in my soul and entire being, you resonate a truth I don't believe I've ever experienced. Carrie. So, what you're experiencing right now, Carrie, is the polarity of their density. And it's powerful. Because in polarity, you introduce fear, and you introduce, right, that's what third density is, what the survival is, right? It's ego, right? You introduce ego, you introduce fear, you introduce separation, right? Then what's the lesson of third density, right? There is no separation. There is no ego. There is an ego. It exists, but its whole purpose is to be understood. That's Psychology 101, right? Now, what happens in the ego, right? When the ego takes control. Now, when the ego takes control, you operate from survival instincts, right? Okay. And when you operate from survival instincts, you do not operate organically, especially when you're being controlled with artificial time. Right? So, what's happening is you have third density humans, like you guys, transitioning to fourth density, right? While being shoved in a little box called the 9 to 5. Work. Instead of natural artistic expression, organic, natural artistic expression in natural time, right? I've explained this multiple times, right? So when you are operating in natural time and you are expressing yourself organically, you produce art, right? And I call it art because it's beautiful, right? And an example of that is a building from the Renaissance era that still exists today, and it is in impeccable condition because it was built through natural organic expression and art. And then you have a building that's built today, right? Cheap materials, no artistic expression, right? You have rushed timelines, artificial time, right? How long is that building going to last? 50 years? 100? 200, maybe, before it starts really falling apart, right? But you take the same building and you put love into it. You put love into the materials. You choose what you want to do. You put your heart and soul into that home, right? You choose materials that you know are going to sustain the treasures of time, right? You take care of it. You love it, right? That building could last 1,000 years. Why? It was created with art, right? So when you create with art, you get the result that you're seeing, which I experienced today as 1.5 million views on a video of me naturally expressing myself organically, being vulnerable, expressing my death. And the result of that is art, engagement, community, right? People are curious, right? So, and that's what I explain in my 22-page paper in my Discord that's in my bio. That's what I explain in my guide that's in my beacons, right? That's what I explain in everything that I'm trying to say, right? When you express yourself naturally, organically, in an artistic expression, you create beauty. When you express yourself, right, through artificial time, through forced expression, right, you get what we see now as the material reality around us, which is chaos, right? So that's what this formula is. It's my attempt to show humanity that we are operating on an artificial construct of time, and you don't have to. And here's the way out. Now, if you want that, my Discord is in the description. It is absolutely free to join. I wrote a 66-page book that is absolutely free. It's in my beacons, right? I wrote a 22-page white paper. It's in my Discord. It's also free. If you're curious of this information and you want to join, reach out to me. I will reach out back. We can talk one-on-one. You can message me. You can call me. We can talk. I don't care, right? But this information is here for those of you who want it. And if you want this, I'm giving it away, literally. Okay? So, on that note, yes, Becky, on that note, I'm going to get some rest because I've been talking for 3 hours now. And it's been a day. But this has been a pleasure. You know, I plan on doing these lives more often and explaining everything that I explained again and again and again and again and again and again until I tell enough people and they understand, right? Because you tell enough people, how do you change the world? One person at a time. And this is my attempt. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a good night. I hope you all learned something, and God bless you all. I love you.